Hello dear viewers, it is once again time for the news here on Rwanda Television. My name is Sarishan Hori. We'll begin with the headlines. The debut of the Move Africa tour has taken place in Kigali City. A delegation led by Eswatini's Commissioner General in charge of the Kingdom's Correctional Service that is currently on a study tour here in Rwanda has visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial at Gisozi. Simerwa PPC has registered an increase of 11% in its profits this year compared to 2022. Now the details. I'll be sitting in for Sam Kalisa for this edition. Thank you for taking the time to join us. At the BK Arena here in Kigali City, the debut of Move Africa is ongoing. The opening event of a first-of-its-kind music tour across the continent of Africa. The initiative is a 5-year effort that aims to promote health, equity, defend the planet, and create jobs and economic opportunities for all people. Now, as we noted in the headlines, a delegation led by Eswatini's Commissioner General in charge of the Kingdom's Correctional Service is currently on a study tour here in Rwanda and has visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial at Gisozi. The head of the delegation noted on the importance of visiting the memorial because it provides accurate information of what happened here in Rwanda back in 1994.
It's a sad story indeed. For us from the other countries, it's just hard to believe that something like this could happen to members of the same family, the same citizenship, the same country. It's hard to believe because we used to hear the stories when we were still there in Eswatini that something of the sort was happening here in Rwanda. But facing the realities is just too much to take. Otherwise, I'm happy that now maybe the country's at peace. And the country's won, and we've gone through this. I hope to never go through this again as Rwanda.
Now, moving on to other matters here in Rwanda, people in general seem to have forgotten the importance of regularly washing their hands now that the threat of the COVID-19 pandemic seems to have passed. Experts point out that it is unfortunate that such an attitude has been adopted, seeing that regularly washing your hands helps to protect against many illnesses that spread by a lack of hygiene, not just COVID. And it cost a lot of money to set up washing facilities during the height of the pandemic, facilities that now largely stand idle, not being used at public venues like the Nyabugogo Taxi Park. During the COVID-19 pandemic, a reduction of up to 50% in diseases caused by unhygienic practices was noted. In February 2020, the Ministry of Health announced that over the next 5 years, it would invest up to 5.4 billion Rwandan francs to promote the culture of washing one's hands regularly, with the aim of helping all people in the country to understand the importance of this practice by the end of 2024. At that time, only 25% of people in the country were found to regularly wash their hands, but it was far worse 5 years previously, at an astonishing 4.4%. It was believed that the initiative would help to reduce illnesses caused by a lack of cleanliness by as much as 40% in the long term. Now, estimates have put the amount of money taxi motorcyclists will be able to save here in Rwanda over the next 2 months because of the reduced petrol prices at more than 1 billion Rwandan francs. With 1 litre of petrol now 183 Rwandan francs cheaper, a taxi motorcyclist should be able to save as much as 13,000 Rwandan francs per month. And because there are around 45,000 of them in the country, more than 1 billion Rwandan francs should be able to be collectively saved before the next revision of prices. The general public sighed collectively at the announcement that fuel prices would be reduced over this holiday season because it meant travel back home to areas where loved ones are would be much cheaper for many. The latest revision has seen a litre of petrol fall to 1,639 Rwandan francs from 1,822 Rwandan francs, while diesel reduced from 1,662 Rwandan francs per litre to 1,635 Rwandan francs. Now, at the ongoing 28th UN Climate Change Conference, or COP28 as it is usually referred to in Dubai, the private sector has identified green investments as a key player in combating the effects of the global climate change crisis. Adams Kwizera with the details.
On the first day of the 28th United Nations Climate Change Summit, COP28, 7 countries pledged to give $400 million, which will be allocated to help the most affected countries by the consequences of climate change in order to achieve expected results. On a platform that was dedicated to the private sector on Thursday in this COP28, they reiterated much on the investment that conserves the environment.
We set down the grounds to promote investment, private investment, together with public and development bank investment, I think, which is crucial, into both mitigation and adaptation projects.
In addition to collecting the funds, they also reiterated on the investment projects that do not affect the environment, leading to climate change crisis.
It has been evident in the private sector's participation in the first global stocktake. Our objective now, as we move to implementation, must be to harness more of this energy and enthusiasm and the private sector's infinite capacity to innovate and convert it into tangible, targeted, and large-scale action.
Rwanda is advocating a global multilateral fund that will finance efforts by countries to end plastic pollution by 2040. The proposed fund is part of a global treaty on plastic pollution to end this plastic pollution that is being drafted. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
Thank you, Adams. Now back here at home, it is well known that using play and music for students to better understand what they are being taught is very effective, and an initiative known as Learning Through Play, championed by the Ministry of Education and UNICEF, has been reinforcing that.
It helped me to learn more because when we were learning, that was very difficult to understand the prime factorization. For example, yeah. But the song that teached us to goes in our brain, and then it makes us very, very confident to know about that song, and then how to know that song helps us to know the things they ask us. When they ask you to find the sum of prime numbers, you can use that song to remember the prime numbers. Yeah, but to remember it, you must know it. But if you doesn't know anything about, because it's very difficult to understand the prime number, but when you know that song, it helps you to know something very well, and then it doesn't always. It can take you a long time to understand them, but when you know the song, it can take you few days or few minutes to understand that.
Teachers at the school are also happy by the results they have been getting.
Learning through play, it is very, very important. It helps learners to improve the attention. It helps the children to attend every day the class. Why? Because they have the curiosity to know those games we do through learning. I appreciate this program of learning through play.
Any challenge?
The challenge, they are there because we don't have more materials.
Now let us go to business matters. Simergwa PPC has registered an 11.9% increase in profits this year compared to 2022. Executives at the cement manufacturer say the company is committed to providing only the best products for the infrastructure development the country needs.
Reflecting on the last 40 years, Simero has done a lot in the length and breadth of Rwanda, contributing significantly to the communities where we operate, but also in the infrastructure development of Rwanda. A lot has been done in that space, and we're very proud about that. We've also done a lot in terms of the employment creation in the country over that period of time. At this moment in time, we contribute about 5,000 jobs across our value chain. Linked to that as well is our continued focus on contributing to the infrastructure development of Rwanda.
Simerwa has registered record profits 2 years in a row now, something the company attributes to good service delivery.
I'm also very proud to report that last year we recorded yet again an outstanding financial and operational performance that's linked to the implementation of the strategy that we set out a while back. And this is hinged on very critical elements. One is operational efficiency. The second one is cost efficiency across the organization. And lastly is making sure that our customers are served in quality products in a very safe way. So that helped us to deliver the strongest revenue performance ever in this business. We were able to achieve 103 billion last year and a profit after tax of 15.6 billion. On the revenue side, we grew our revenue by 12%, and the profit after tax grew by 18.5%. Again, if you look at it from an EPS perspective, the earnings per share, we had a growth of 18.5%. So again, a very good year overall, and it's a year that all of us are very proud of, and I'm sure our stakeholders as well.
That's the end of the news for now, that is. But stay with Rwanda Television as the programs continue. I hope you have a good week ahead of you.